A pleasant day to members of the media and the listening public. Bermuda's economy demonstrated strong economic performance last year. The 2023 Annual Gross Domestic Product Report from the Department of Statistics confirmed that the Bermudian economy grew by 4.9% in real terms to $7 billion in 2023, marking the third consecutive year of economic expansion. This growth exceeds the Minister of Finance's estimates outlined in the 2023 National Economic Report of Bermuda, which estimated the economy may have grown between 4 and 4.5% in 2023. While our 2023 quarterly GDP figures clearly indicated our economy was on track to meet those estimates, it is immensely satisfying to report this notable economic achievement to the country. The data indicates that in 2023, Bermuda had one of the fastest growing economies in the Latin American and Caribbean region. Bermuda's economy increased by 9% in nominal terms in 2023. At current prices, the GDP per capita rose to $134,088 at the end of 2023. This compares to GDP per capita of $122,978 in 2022. Overall, economic activity increased for 14 out of the 19 industrial groups year over year, contributing positively to real GDP growth, with 10 sectors exceeding 2019 pre-pandemic levels. This is no small feat to continue the island's post-pandemic progress in this manner. Bermuda's economic growth was led by international business activities, which grew by $117.2 million. This industry, which had an historic 427 jobs filled in 2023, was the largest contributor to the GDP at 29% of total GDP. Businesses engaged in insurance management, insurance brokerage services, and reinsurance experienced increases in value added. Although businesses related to communication service activities, business services, and portfolio advisory services experienced declines in value added. Financial and insurance activities followed international business with an increase of $72.9 million, due mainly to an increase in activities of holding companies. Accommodation and food services rounded out the top three industries with the largest growth in absolute terms, rising by $53.6 million. This growth was primarily fueled by a 35.8% increase in value added of accommodation services, while food services activities also grew. The fourth largest contributor to growth was the professional, scientific, and activities, which accounted for an increase of $29.4 million in value added in 2023. The sub-industry groupings of scientific research and development and accounting, bookkeeping, and audited activities, management consultancy, veterinary activities, and architectural and engineering activities all experienced growth in value added. The remaining industries that demonstrated positive economic performance included transportation and storage activities grew by $11.4 million, boosted mainly by value added through air transportation and passenger land transport. Wholesale and retail trade increased by $10.7 million due to strong retail trade activities. Information and communication services gained in value added by $10.4 million, driven mainly by growth in publishing services and telecommunications. Education activities rose by $7.6 million. Administrative and support services increased by $6.3 million. Real estate activities recorded an increase of $5.8 million. Arts, entertainment, and recreation activities rose by $5.4 million. Manufacturing increased by 4.6 million, reflecting increases in activities related to furniture and textiles, ring apparels, leather, and leather products. Other services rose by 2.9 million, which included funeral and related activities, hairdressing, and beauty treatment and personal care services. And human health and social work activities increased in value added by $2.3 million in 2023. The industry that recorded the largest decline in activity was the construction and quarrying industry, which fell by 12.1 million. The decrease in this industry was mainly attributed to overall reduction in construction projects. Overall, based on the annual GDP report on economic activity for 2023, Bermuda's economy is doing well, but we will not rest. The government is encouraged by the solid economic performance of the local economy, and we will continue to facilitate Bermuda's economic expansion by creating a business ecosystem that allows businesses to thrive. The Economic Development Strategy 2023 to 2027 outlines the economic priorities that will drive the initiatives required for a prosperous economy. For more information, please review the 2023 Annual Gross Domestic Product Report available at the Department of Statistics online at gov.bm. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. At this time, we welcome questions from the media, starting with the Royal Gazette.
Thank you, Minister. A bit difficult to take all those figures in, but I'll give it a go. The standout one is international business to me, and 29% of GDP comes from our international business centre. That's business group. That's a significant growth over previous years. I think it was 25% in 2018. Isn't that causing other problems, though? Isn't that a bit of a mixed blessing for the economy? Because we know the international business salaries and wages are extremely high. We've seen rents go up. Isn't that a bit of a double-edged sword for you?
The growth in international business is positive. What we see actually taking place in international business is also diversification within the sector. And so you see an increase in brokerage services, you see an increase in long-term reinsurance, and so the industry itself is diversifying, which is extremely positive. The number of jobs it's creating is also a positive for our economy. I believe that international business share is increasing because the pace of growth in that sector is actually surpassing the pace of growth in what we consider to be competing sectors, whether it be accommodations and food services. For example, when we have Fairmount of Hampton open back up in earnest, you would expect that the share of international business would abate a bit because that particular facility will do expansion in that industry. But what we see across the board is that there is robust economic growth across multiple industrial sections. We see that 14 out of the 19 sections have had growth. International business only represents a portion of our overall economy, and as a result of that, the majority of growth, barring international business, came from our local domestic economy.
I think it was Christian Dunleavy, when he gave a speech for ABIC, I think, said one international business job equates to 1.33 local jobs created. Aren't we just totally reliant on IB now?
That's not 100% correct as a multiplier. It's easy to throw that number out, but what we see is the expansion of jobs in international business that doesn't translate into times 2.5 multiplier in the rest of the economy. And so that equation is no longer holds. But I would say that, yes, international business generates other economic activity in our economy, just like hospitality would generate other economic activity in other industrial sections as well.
Obviously, the figures are good. 14, I think you said, out of 19 sectors grew. Can you give me an idea of the ones that didn't grow? I know it's a negative question, but it's important to know.
So, like I said, the largest decline was in construction. The other sectors that abated were agriculture, forestry, and fishing. We had also experienced a decline in electricity, water supply, and waste management. And the other sector would be public administration.
Government.
Correct.
Yeah. So the numbers employed by government are down because government employees contribute to the GDP, don't they?
Repeat that again.
Sorry, I'm relying on my A-level economics.
Okay.
And I know the public's listening to this and probably having a good laugh at me. But as I understand, the GDP counts government salaries as government expenditures and therefore equates to extra spending in the economy and GDP. So is government employment down?
No, so this is not directly related to employment. Government
Right.
also has other consumption expenditures within the economy as well. But I think that is positive when you have your economy actually growing and it's not reliant on it being fueled by public sector spending. And so a more efficient public service and a growing economy is actually a positive thing.
Okay, I think before the members of the public laugh at me a bit more, I'll hand over to a colleague.
Good morning, Minister. Kind of touching on that when you said that there's diversification within the IB sector, but one thing that is very clear from this and other statistics is how reliant we are on IB. I understand now or in 2023 they represented about nearly about 39% of payroll tax. Oh no, payroll tax was 39% of government revenues, and then IB represents a huge portion of employment income within Bermuda. Are we at risk? Are we becoming less and less diverse as an economy as a whole?
I wouldn't say we're becoming less and less diverse as an economy as a whole. I think what is important is that we continue to have an international business sector that continues to grow and expand. That's positive. But what we also recognize in the economic development strategy is that there are opportunities in other industrial sectors. And this is the sectors that we actually need to place more focus on. It is not positive for our agricultural and